I find it outrageous, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just being real.
So evidently you guys stand for a lot of things. There's the criminal justice stuff, there's the freedom of speech stuff, which is all great. But I think the core of the Conservative Party is the economic policies. So I've got two questions for you guys. First, looking at your platforms, a common theme is reducing the role of government and increasing the role of for-profit organizations. Profit can only be increased relative to revenue by either paying workers less or charging customers more. As workers and customers, why should we vote for people giving more money and power to for-profit organizations, the same billionaires and mega corporations price gouging our rent and groceries? It's common sense not to trust the federal government, but why not instead subsidize not-for-profits or municipal-level government programs? Second question, less important than the first question. Another common theme in your platforms is the culture war, fighting against woke and DEI. The rising cost of living shows that the real divide in Canada is between people charging prices and the people paying prices. In the light of these serious economic problems, why are you keeping people divided for gender identity and skin color?
Well, I'm going to answer your second question first, because I find it outrageous, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just being real. The people promoting DEI are the ones dividing us based on skin color. And the people who want opportunity distributed fairly and public services distributed fairly, regardless of what you look like or where you come from, those are the people seeking to bring us together. I would ask you very humbly, since you seem to have a problem with big corporations, why do you think Rogers and Bell advertise their DEI policies while charging Canadian consumers some of the highest cell phone bills in the entire world? Why do the big banks, who seem to do just fine in our economy despite the youth unemployment rate continuing to rise, promote DEI policies? Do you believe it's because they have a genuine interest in making things fair or easier for the average Canadian consumer? Or is it because it's a way to virtue signal and make it look like they care about the average person when they're really actually putting forward policies and a way of doing business that makes life harder and harder for the average person? So I would say with great confidence, that in pushing back against DEI, we are actually increasing the likelihood that all people are treated fairly, that people can come together, and that we might hold those powerful corporations you're concerned about accountable for what they're actually putting people through, which is a cost of living crisis. And we have been the party to push back against oligopolies more than anyone else in Ottawa, whether it's through groceries, banking, telecommunications. We believe the average Canadian consumer deserves more choice and that we will benefit from more competition. And that's what you get when you emphasize the role of the private sector in our economy. It's not about giving money away to big business. It's about saying no one small collection of businesses deserve to control the industries that we all depend on in order to function and survive in this society. So that's the answer to your second question. Do you want to ask a follow-up? Because I went kind of hard on you there. I'm happy to,
And thank you for the presentation.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I can respond to the second question if that was the intention. If not, that's okay.
No, if I didn't answer any part of your questions, you're welcome to clarify.
No, the second question was good. I think we definitely agree on not liking monopolies and oligarchies, although I think historically, looking at the policies of the Conservative Party, it usually seems to benefit the big businesses already in power more than the small businesses trying to start up. And there's still the issue of relying on for-profit organizations in the first place.
Well, there's certainly some services that I'm a believer that the public sector should provide. I mean, we are in a country that prides itself on someone never having to go broke because they're sick. And I think that's something we should always stand by and fight for. I really believe that. I'm a cancer survivor. I would probably be 6 figures in debt right now if I was in another country. But because I was in this country, diagnosed at 30 years old, I was able to be taken care of and I didn't have to worry about my mother and my sisters, right? So, but at the same time, I believe that monopoly is always going to be a problem if you don't have balances of power. And when the federal government continues to grow, as the private sector shrinks, as more and more people become dependent on the government in order to earn a living, we are giving an increasing amount of power in the hands of bureaucrats who sit around in Ottawa. And as someone who has to drive to Ottawa every week, I can tell you, The bureaucrats in Ottawa don't understand your life. They don't know what you're going through, and they shouldn't have more power than is absolutely necessary to determine what our country is like and the opportunities that are available to you.